roundabout joke. So anyhow, Diana, that's my joke of the day for you to kind of set the bar pretty low. But Diana Gaona from NeighborImpact, and I think most of us in this room are probably familiar with NeighborImpact. I think there's not anything that you guys don't touch. Really, I mean, I was trying to go through there, but I will read their mission, which is to support people and strengthen communities. And that's from helping with food, bills, early Head Start programs, housing, probably et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't mean to say that to belittle it, but there is so much that I feel you all are doing. I know you're building a big food warehouse right now. So there's a lot. So I'll shut up and let you tell our club what's new. So welcome. Thank you. And I apologize, I have to lead a 1 o'clock meeting, so I will be leaving early. We're good. All right, the floor is yours.
So hi everyone. Again, my name is Diana Gaona. Thank you for having me here today for this wonderful lunch. You are all amazing just by hearing everything you do. Like he said, NeighborImpact is big and it has so many departments that do so much for our community. The department I want to talk to you about today is the Child Care Resources Department. Also within NeighborImpact, and in our office, what we do varies from supporting providers to supporting students to supporting individuals who would like to grow in their profession, specifically the early childhood education, which we know here in Central Oregon, we have a child care desert. We need lots of teachers, lots of preschool teachers, providers, and so on. And so the first opportunity that I want to talk to you about is Partners in Practice Scholarship. This is a scholarship that we have at COCC. It pays for up to 8 credits or 2 classes per term, as long as their degree is in education, early childhood education. And so this scholarship pays from books to tuition to lending out laptops for students if they need any, to lending Wi-Fi spots, just calculators, anything that the students may need to be able to be successful in school. You can pay for those different certificates that you see up there, the DAO, the CFC, the Equity in Education, which is a 1-year certificate, or all the way to an associate's degree or associate's transfer. Some scholarships just pays for the specific class pertaining to that degree, such as education classes, but no math, no electives, no science, none of those. This scholarship pays for everything, all the way to the associates if the student would like to pursue an associate's in early childhood education. The other opportunity that I'd like to share is if you know of anyone that would like to start their own childcare business at their home, which is another huge need that we have. So we have with COCC a partnership to have a program, a 3-month program, where the person can come in to COCC, take classes, learn about business, learn about bookkeeping, learn about rates, what it takes to have a successful business, and being able to actually have it a long term and provide a great service for our families or communities. At the end of the completion of that program, they may be granted $5,000 to begin their business, their childcare business. They also have the option of trying out the Wonder School platform, which is a platform that will help them keep track of their money, their kiddos coming in, and like everything that they would do. It's a platform that they can use. They can have a whole year free of that as well.
Have you had many folks take you up on that yet?
Yes, definitely, we have. And then we just got a bit more grants to make it even bigger. So now we have a grant that if they're already in business and would like to expand their business, maybe they just have an in-home business and they want to expand it to a center, make it a lot bigger, then we have a bigger grant for that. So the already in business, they can apply for that and then make it bigger. The other things that we support are providers with the Oregon Registry Online program. That is a statewide program where basically every provider, center, early educator can upload their trainings because they have to have a certain amount of trainings every year. Educators who work, for instance, in Head Start, they have to have certain trainings as well. And they upload those to that database, and that's how they keep growing. And also they keep track of where they're at and where, depending on how they want to grow, then what steps they need to take to be able to meet those goals. We also have a new cohort. We have, again, because of the child care desert that we have in our communities, we have partnered with several providers and centers around Deschutes County who are in need of teachers. And so if they hire, let's say, a new person, then we give them the trainings to be able to be a qualified teacher within their program. Trainings are in the evenings and a couple on Saturdays. And so that is also to help with the need of needing teachers and extra hands. And then we also have Bookio. Bookio is our link in our website where any provider or educator can go in and look for trainings that they might need in order to meet those qualifications that they are required to have. And then just one-on-one professional development. That means, let's say I work for a provider and I'm just an aide, but I would like to be more of a assistant teacher, maybe a lead teacher. Then I can meet with them, see where they're at, what steps they need to take to be able to get to that lead teacher position. And it can be for a Head Start teacher, it could be for a kindergarten teacher that may need certain trainings, we support that. We have CPR, the food handler's card, just any training that a preschool educator may need in able to be successful. And then this is just my information of contact, email address and phone number. We also have the Early Learning Conference coming up this upcoming April, and this is held at the Bend COCC campus. And so what this is we have people come in from all over the place, not just from our region, but all over the place. They can come in and have sessions. This is held Saturday. It will be the 20th and the 29th, which is a Friday and a Saturday. And then they have different sessions they can pick from and attend. Maybe they want a session that talks about social emotional area. They'll attend that. Or maybe they want a session in regards to their business and income, or maybe taxes. There will be a session about that. Just different sessions that any early educators that work with kiddos and families can take advantage of. So a lot of information really, really fast, but it's in a gist. We also support families with Baby Promise and Preschool Promise program. That is where a family who is looking for childcare goes to the DHS office, applies for support or help to pay for daycare. Once they're approved, then they connect with our office, and then we help them get or find a childcare place that will fit their needs. So it's a variety of opportunities how we help our community. So lots of information. Any questions?
Diana, thank you. That Partners in Practice Scholarship, is there an age requirement, or what are the requirements?
No age requirement. The only requirement would be that their degree or that they're seeking to study would be early education. It could be a student fresh out of high school. It could be maybe I was a stay-at-home mom. Maybe now I'm ready and I kind of like the idea of working with kiddos. I can take advantage of that. Or maybe I had a different job, but now I'm thinking of switching, and working with kiddos sounds interesting. They can take advantage of that.
And that's basically enough to get you lay of the land of how to run a child care, and then you can go down further, seek that class that's free as well, and then potentially get $5,000 seed money to start your own in-home child care.
The scholarship, a lot of folks take advantage of if they're working in a more profession kind of Head Start kind of center, because with providers and in-home providers, the licensing kind of changes. For Head Start, in order to be a lead teacher, you have to have an associate's for minimum. With providers, they can have certain amount of training, certain amount of hours within those trainings, and then they can be lead teachers.
You were talking about for child care, financial help through day job. How long is the waiting for those who are in need of help?
That depends on the childcare that they're choosing or wanting, because we work with several of them. So if they have openings and they're all fits right in within their needs, their maybe the distance and so on and so forth, they may just go in right away. If they want a certain center specifically and they have a wait list, and then that might take a little longer. It just depends on the center.
How long has NeighborImpact been here, and are there similar organizations elsewhere in the state?
How long? I would say years. I don't think I have any specific number, but I can definitely find out for you and then email it to you guys. But it's been for years, and it's definitely grown from supporting families maybe at the beginning, which is food, finding food boxes, and maybe a little bit of rent here and there, to now weatherization and finding programs to buy my first home, and having childcare resources growing as well, because when childcare resources used to have only 6 employees. Now we're up to about 27. So it's definitely has grown. And the programs within our office have grown as well. So.
Diana, in your experience, childcare, you have such a wonderful program here, and it would seem that we could touch Central Oregon with it, and yet that's one of our biggest issues is the lack of childcare. In your experience, what do you think the barriers are for individuals that would like to, or do we just not have enough traditional daycare providers, or what is your experience?
We do and we don't. We do because I would say the biggest barrier is income. Childcare or preschool, it doesn't have the importance to some level as the regular elementary kind of schools. They see preschools as just babysitters or like the daycare, and so they don't get that same importance, level of importance as any other educator. And yet most of our providers, if not all of them, have prior education, such as degrees. And so that's one of the things we wanted to work on, to show that all of our providers, teachers, aides, and so on, do work on their own professional growth. They do work on their education. It's not just me watching your kiddo all day long until you get here. It's actually having curriculum and activities and knowledge of what I'm doing when I have your kiddos in my in-home business. And so slowly, that has been getting more attention now, and income has raised a little bit. But because it's taking so long, a lot of the teachers that were actually already working with kiddos tend to leave the workforce because it's just not enough. When McDonald's is paying you $18 per hour, and then they're paying you $14 over here, you're gonna leave. Maybe not because you don't like your job, but because you have to, in order to meet ends meet. So it's difficult, but we're working. We're recruiting. We're passing on the word of we have opportunities to support them in getting where they would like to be. And now we're hoping to get more scholarships for a higher level of education, maybe a bachelor's in early childhood education. It's a work in progress.
If we know someone who's interested in following the path of opening a home daycare, being involved in this manner, do we reach out to NeighborImpact, or do we reach out to COCC?
You would reach out to me. I will leave cards here. I also brought, just in case you wanted to have it as just information, I brought a bit of brochures to talk about the classes for the Partners in Practice. And COCC is wonderful. I'm having classes Saturdays, evenings, online, in person, depending on the schedule of the person. So I have these, and this, I just brought one of these just in case. This is just the flyer that gives information about the Child Care Business Accelerator program, which I can leave here as well, and my cards, just in case. Any other questions?
Just to add to Carl's question, NeighborImpact's been around for more than 50 years. It used to be called COCAN, Central Oregon Community Action Agency Network. It was a federal program. The board of directors is made up of counties and cities and other people in the tri-county area to support all these programs, whether it's food insecurity, housing, child care, which is more of a newer one. But all these things that a community needs federal program money for. That's how it came before it changed its name to NeighborImpact. Do you still do the Child Care Network?
We do. We do, and that's another way of supporting our providers. Knowing what their needs are. Well, I need to learn more about, behaviors in my classroom. Then we'll send someone that can support them. Or I don't know if you have heard the Spark Quality Rating Day. It's kind of like a star-rated program where, depending on the points that they have with licensing and so on and so forth, they can get up to 5 stars. They also work on that, and that helps them. When a parent is looking for a child care place and they look, oh, this place has 4 stars and all the ratings that it has, it just helps them. And it's just another way for our office to support them as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all for having me here.
The website says 1985. You were founded in 1985 is what the website says.
Oh, awesome.
I have a gift for you.
Aw.
So I'll shake your hand. This is a pen, a Kiwanis pen. This was purposely made for us, and we'd like to give it to our visitors. So thank you so
Aw.
much for coming.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah.